Hello again and welcome to Inside Wyoming Football with Cowboy head coach Craig Bohl. It's great to have you along here in our season opener, and the Cowboys are just days away from their season opener against Northern Illinois right here in War Memorial Stadium. It's great to have you here in the Gateway Center. We love this place, Coach. And first things first, you know, it's been a long time since we've visited. You've had spring drills, you've had off-season conditioning and fall drills. Right. How's it all gone for the Cowboys?
It's gone extremely well. You know, last year we had a young football team. We're still a young football team, but what has occurred, the guys' level of commitment, buy-in, we certainly have a lot more experience, a lot of guys who played a lot of football. And the good news is a lot of those guys are going to be playing here for a long, long time. But football is pretty much a year-round adventure. You know, we had a great winter and a really good spring ball and then a very committed summer. And we've had, I think, a very, very great fall camp.
Yeah, very spirited fall camp. I know that, and you've gotten a lot done. Let's talk about the offensive side of the football, shall we? Because some very exciting things happening there. You're getting some people back, like your quarterback and Gentry, and there's a number of players getting back. But that offensive side is going to be pretty exciting this year.
Well, there's a lot of experience and a lot of playmaking ability. You know, when you talk about Tanner Gentry, last year before he was injured, he was one of the leading receivers in the conference, along with Jake Mulhar. Another young man that's really come along is Jake Hollister. So from a receiving standpoint, we certainly have some weapons. Brian Hill will be back along with Sean Wick. And of course, Brian set the school record last year with over 1,600 yards, and have the addition of a 1-2 punch there is really going to help us. You know, anytime you talk about offense, I think you need to talk about the offensive line. Chase Roulier has done a great job there, along with Ryan Cummings. We've got more experience back there, Caden Jackson as well. And then it all also starts with the quarterback position. While Josh Allen played 13 plays last year, I thought those are 13 pretty good plays. He had a really good offseason. He's bigger and stronger. He's about 6'5+, 225 pounds, and he runs under 4.7 and has got a really strong arm. So those are the makings of what we believe is an excellent quarterback. And so when you put all those pieces together, all those people, you've got the makings of an explosive offense.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Coach, a lot of experience really on that offensive side of the football. It's got to be nice to have Sean Wick back. He missed 8 games last year. That depth in the backfield, but it all kind of, as you said, starts with the offensive line, and that trigger man, that quarterback, is something we had a chance to see a little bit of him last year. But Josh Allen looks like he could be a special player, Coach.
Well, I agree with you. You know, we've put him through a lot of different situations, but we have not been able to have a lot of game experience with him. However, the 13 plays, I thought he looked good, but those were only 13 plays. But during the course of the spring and then fall camp, we've been very aggressive as far as his learning curve. We're pleased. I think he's certainly matured. He was selected as an offensive captain, which I guess also shows how much leadership skill he has. And the great news is he's going to be one of those players that'll be here a long, long time. And so we see a huge upside with Josh.
Yeah, Chase Roulier and Jacob Hollister, your other offensive captains. And those are 3 guys right there with Allen you can really lean on that offensive side.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And leadership in football really is so important because you have so many people. And strong leadership within the locker room, off-season focus. I know this is we're really pleased with the leadership and the focus of our football team.
Well, yeah, should be exciting. The Cowboys getting set to go, and of course Saturday night right there in War Memorial Stadium, the Cowboys will host Northern Illinois. Well, stay with us. We're back with more on Inside Wyoming Football with Cowboy head coach Craig Bohl right after this timeout.
It's Nissan's bottom line summer event. Take on the unexpected and take home a winner. Get to Nissan for big model year-end offers on our award-winning lineup. Hurry, these offers end soon. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or get a low $189 per month lease on Rogue. Get to Nissan, a proud partner of the Wyoming Cowboys.
Inside Wyoming Football with Craig Bohl is brought to you by Nissan, Komatsu, University of Wyoming Outreach School, and Wyoming Relay.
Welcome back to Inside Wyoming Football with Cowboy head coach Craig Bohl. Well, the Cowboys just days away from their season opener against Northern Illinois. 8:30 the kickoff time in War Memorial Stadium. That's coming up, Coach. And why don't we take a look at the defensive side and special teams for the Cowboys? I know that defensive side of the football, you're also getting some guys back. There's some guys with experience. But that's a big key how that defense improves this year, I would guess.
It certainly is, and we've got more speed and athleticism out there. Lucas Waka was selected as one of our defensive captains, along with Marcus Epps, who's a returning safety, and so feel good about their leadership. Lucas, this will be, I don't know how many years he's played linebacker, but he's at the Mike position, which in our defense really runs everything, and so he's really progressed with his skills and his learning curve. Picked up some weight. He's over 225 to 228 pounds, so looks like a linebacker. On the other side of him is DJ May, who's played a lot of football. We've had DJ transition from a running back spot over to the nickel or Sam spot, and he can really run. Then the other linebacker is Logan Wilson from Natrona County. And Logan, he's finding his way, but he's 6'2", 220 pounds. He runs under 4.7. He's an excellent tackler. It's always good to see a home state kid step out there. Some of the other guys I think have really done well. Carl Granderson, has progressed physically. He's up to 240 some pounds. He still looks lean, but last year he played at 6'6", 200. He's now 240. And then in the back end, I think you really need to focus on Andrew Wingert, freshman All-American last year, leading tackler on our defense. While that's kind of a double-edged sword, we'd like our safety not to be our leading tackler. The facts were he did a great job with that, so we're excited about having Andrew back. I think we'll have more experience at the corner position, and Chase Apple will be a steady force up front. So certainly more players who have played, and then some more speed injected in that defense. And, offense sells tickets, defense wins championship. It's important for us to take another step forward this year with that defense.
Oh, yeah. And it's nice having Appleby back. He missed some action last year. And you talked a little bit about Andrew Wingard. He is one of those three Cowboys that were selected to the all-conference preseason all-conference team. Wingard really came on with a big bang last year. And he's kind of one of those big hitters in the defensive secondary.
Well, he certainly is. Here's what I think you'd say, this is Andrew Wingard off the field. I made a pact with him that he'd quit his downhill skiing, but when he used to ski, he skied nothing but black diamonds. So, that's kind of transition on the football field. It's great to have him back there. That safety position is so critical, and he really played well last year, and we're expecting great things for Andrew this next fall.
He's just a football player, isn't he, Coach?
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys. What about special teams? You've got a very experienced punter, and I think one of the best in the league coming back in Ethan Wood. But
go ahead. Well, no, Ethan, has been a very, very consistent punter for us. I think he's gotten more consistent. We're going to relieve him at the start of the season with his kickoff duty, so he'll focus strictly on punting. And that's going to be, really, really important for us to field position and where we punt the ball and how we punt the ball. Hang time comes into play, and so it's great to have Ethan back at the punting position.
Brand new kicker for the Cowboys.
Cooper's really done a great job in fall camp with our kickoffs. He's also done a good job on extra point field goals, and those points a lot of times people take for granted, and that position on the kickoff is so important. And so great to have Cooper, and we're excited about him. And our returner Austin Conway has transitioned from a basketball player here at University of Wyoming over to a football player. He'll certainly be a receiver that you'll see out there, but also on special teams, he'll be our punt returner. And DJ May will be one of our main guys back on the kickoff return. So pretty solid special teams game.
It'll be kind of exciting to see Austin Conway, who was a Cowboy basketball player, now playing football. And is he the kind of guy that can make big plays? Is he a playmaker?
Well, he certainly is. You know, he's got great speed, great explosion. He was an excellent high school football player out of the Denver metro area. He chose to play basketball, and then I think he found once he was on the basketball court, his true love was for football, and had been a quarterback/athlete. So he's embraced the receiving role and also special teams role. He's a very competitive young man. We're excited about having him.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, stay with us. We have more to come on Inside Wyoming Football with Cowboy head coach Craig Bohl. We're back right after this.
Here you are. You're at a point in your life where you have plenty to say. Don't let hearing loss stop you. An amplified or cap-till phone can help you stay connected, so you can understand every conversation and not miss a thing. Call or visit us online to learn more.
If keeping your work site on time, on budget, and onto the next job is keeping you up at night, you need to wake up to Komatsu. Our machines are designed for production, uptime, and savings. We are more than just iron. We are giving you a technology to move more material in less passes, start sooner, finish faster, and burn less fuel. We are solving problems before you had them. So stop doing what you've always done. The only thing that's going to keep you up at night is wondering why you didn't do it sooner. Discover the job site of your future. Komatsu.
Well, Cowboy fans had a brief glimpse of Josh Allen last year. 13 plays for the Cowboys. Well, now he is the Wyoming starter at quarterback. And our own Kevin McKinney had a chance to sit down and visit with Josh Allen.
Allen flushed out. He's got room to run, a lot of room, and takes a hit at the 20. And now he's down. Yeah, now he's taking a knee after a 24-yard run.
So everybody wants to know, have you learned to slide?
I've learned to slide, yes, definitely. I'll take it back to my baseball roots, definitely.
So did you know how to do it before, or did they have to give you some technique?
So I knew how to do it before, and just didn't feel like I needed to use it in that type of situation, where now I definitely know now how to use it.
How did you utilize that time off? I guess it's not really time off, but how did you make yourself better when you really were not able to physically?
Well, it was just taking all those mental reps during practice. You know, I stood around, learned from Cam, learned from Nick as they were going through practice, and sitting through game film, you know, on Mondays, watching the game tape, and just being able to take everything in mentally, you know, because I wasn't able to do it physically. But, you know, those mental reps are just as important as the physical reps. So just being able to do that and then apply it to the field when it came to spring ball.
Had to be frustrating. How'd you handle that?
It was definitely frustrating. I mean, after 1.5 drives, you know, you felt pretty good, and driving the ball pretty well in the second drive, and just kind of went down like that. You know, but that's the game of football, and you got to be a little crazy to love this game, and so you can call me a little crazy if you want to.
You know, you had good spring. You're having an excellent camp. Coach Bohl is very pleased with how you've come along. How do you feel about how things have gone?
I feel like things have gone really well. We've really progressed as an offense, and even as a defense as a whole. You know, it's kind of a tug and pull situation with the defense and the offense, you know, because we battle it out almost every day during spring ball. Then we come into fall camp, and then we do the same thing. So we really get to know each other, just kind of, you know, the little things that we do offensively or defensively. So it's just being able to separate that from Northern Illinois and Nebraska and so on. So it's an exciting time right now.
What is going to go through your mind first series? Have you kind of pictured that in your mind yet?
Oh yeah, I picture it all the time. I dream about it, and it's it's kind of hard to explain, being out in the field. When I was out there against Eastern Michigan, it was just the time of my life. It's what I wanted to do for my entire life. So when it comes to Northern Illinois, 8:30 under the lights, CBS Sports, packed house, it's going to be a surreal moment, but it's going to be something that you have to live in the moment. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Is it something that you're going to have to kind of calm yourself down or just let it go?
There's a few ways you can look at it. You could ride the emotion, you can ride the crowd, and that's what I like doing. I like playing with a lot of passion on my sleeve, and pushing our teammates to do that. But at the same time, you don't want to start the game off rocky or anything like that. So you kind of have to control yourself, just ease yourself up a little bit, and just kind of think things through.
Tough season for the Cowboys last year, no doubt about it. And how do you feel the mindset is of this team, or what is the mindset after coming off a rough time?
I mean, it definitely changed. Right before spring ball, we got a new strength and conditioning coach and a new staff there, and that really kind of set us in the right trajectory to which we really want to do. So I really feel like our mindset this year is a total 180 from last year. We expect to do a lot of great things this year, and we can't wait to show everybody what we've done during the off season. We can't wait to apply it to game one and really turn a lot of heads.
Oh boy, can't wait to see this big fella play quarterback for the Cowboys. Josh Allen will be the starter. Coach, third different quarterback starting for you in your 3 years here, but we've seen what this fella can do. He got a year back, so he's a redshirt sophomore from Firebaugh, California, 6'5", 230. We like Josh Allen. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, when he was younger, he was a tall, skinny guy that was a baseball pitcher from a small town, from an ag community. His parents are both farmers, and he progressed. He went to a junior college one year and was not very heavily recruited, but we really liked what we saw. We saw him play live. He's got a great value system, and what has occurred is he's gotten better and better and better, not only physically, but mentally. He can throw the ball 70 yards. He's grown. When he was 190 pounds, he sure looks different now at 230 pounds. And so we're excited about his progression, and also what's so great is he's got a couple more years along with it. And so he's like a sponge. He's always trying to learn, and that's a good place to be. And our quarterback coach, Brent Vigen, has done a great job mentoring young quarterbacks. It certainly is a challenge when you have a new quarterback every year, so hopefully we get this guy's feet on the ground.
Well, Coach, here's a prototypical drop-back passer when you look at the size and everything. However, here's a 6'5", 230-pound guy that can move around a little bit.
He can move really well. I watched him during some of the summer workouts with Coach Dennison when he was running gassers and things like that. And he really was one of our faster players, and that's been the progression that what I've seen is he's really taken to heart, what he can do with his strength and conditioning and how that can help him and supplement his arm strength.
Been very impressive in the fall. And Josh Allen, going to be a lot of fun to watch in that Cowboy uniform coming up this fall. Well, stay with us. We have more to come on Inside Wyoming Football with Cowboy head coach Craig Bohl. We're back at you right after this.
It's Nissan's bottom line summer event. Take on the unexpected and take home a winner. Get to Nissan for big model year-end offers on our award-winning lineup. Hurry, these offers end soon. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or get a low $189 per month lease on road. Get to Nissan, a proud partner of the Wyoming Cowboys.
Go, go!
Inside Wyoming Football with Craig Bohl is brought to you by Nissan, Komatsu, University of Wyoming Outreach School, and Wyoming Relay.
Well, the Wyoming Cowboys will open up with Northern Illinois in War Memorial Stadium on Saturday night. Thought it might be a good time to get a little scouting report from offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Brent Vigen on the Huskies.
Well, I think for us, going into year 3, as much as an opponent can put us on edge through fall camp, through the summer even, I think that's a good thing. You know, and I think Northern Illinois has a real long history of being one of the most consistent programs, you know. And for us, I hope our guys were looking at that. And I know our guys were looking at that all through the summer, in the fall, and you know, you feel a sense of urgency that we need going into our opener. They were aggressive in nature all the way through the season last year, and that's kind of been their history. You know, try to get heat on the quarterback, try to stop the run, but on the flip side, they're putting a lot of pressure on their corners in a lot of cases, and they got a couple good players there. So there's going to be a little bit of a battle there on how we can produce in the passing game, just based on how they play and how we want to get things more balanced this season. But we still, at the same time, I think have to do what we got to do. I think we have a couple of good receivers returning, and I do think both Tanner and Jake will match up against, you know, whoever they put out of corner. So, you know, we have to, you know, the first thing we got to do is establish the run. But given the past situation, you know, find ways to protect Josh, keep him out of harm's way as best we can. They proved that, you know, they could put some pressure on. So that's probably a bigger concern than who's maybe playing on the back end.
Well, Coach Vigen's been studying up on that Husky defense, and Coach, that Husky offense is pretty good. In fact, this program is on the rise. It's a program that really has had great success over the last decade, really.
Well, you know, they're outside of Chicago, and so they have a real fertile recruiting ground. But beyond a team, this is a program. I mean, just a couple of years ago, they played in the Orange Bowl. They played Florida State. I don't know, they've gone to probably 8 straight bowl games. And so you look down their roster, just like their quarterback, Drew Harry's a 5th-year senior. Number of offensive linemen who are 5th-year seniors, along with the defense. And so we've got our hands full. But what's really encouraging is we're at home. We've got a better football team. There's great optimism here. Our guys have been working really hard. And, you know, as a head football coach, you kind of have an idea, but you really start to know when you get probably in the middle of the first quarter, the second quarter, say, okay, now this is how our team matches up. And so I'm personally really excited about leading this football team out, getting ready to play the Huskies.
I know you're proud to coach this team. You've said that many times, Coach, and it is nice to open at home. I've always felt that. This is a late game. You've been having some evening practices to get used to this late start, huh?
Well, beyond the players, it also helps the coaches. You know, it'll be an 8:30 kickoff, and Labor Day weekend here in Laramie will be great. I can tell you this, so this is not just your average opponent. Their quarterback is an outstanding runner and thrower. They've got some great defensive players. They're solid in the kicking game. Be a great opponent for us to get started with and to get a great start with the new season. Yeah, just a really good test for the Cowboys to open this season, that's for sure. The Wyoming Cowboys will take on the Northern Illinois Huskies right there on Jonah Field at War Memorial Stadium. Kickoff is set for 8:30 p.m. this Saturday night. It's the season opener. Can't wait, Coach. That'll be a lot of fun. Well, you come back and check out the highlights with us next time around on Inside Wyoming Football with Cowboy head coach Craig Bohl. That's going to do it for us. For the coach, I'm Dave Walsh. So long, everybody.